Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what Texas Governor Abbott did again. He loaded up 3 buses carrying migrants from Texas, and they arrived in Washington, D.C. And this happened on late Saturday evening. And this included one which dropped passengers right near the house of VP Harris. Now, the U.S. Naval Observatory is the official residence of the VP, and the Christmas Eve drop-off is the latest of several instances in which Abbott has bused migrants to Washington, D.C. And these migrants were then helped by the Migrant Solidarity Mutual Aid Network and taken to local church, and they were helped there. Now, Abbott, he began sending these migrants from border cities to the nation's capital in April of this year. And this is an effort to pressure the administration to take action on immigration enforcement and border security. And this practice has been widely criticized. But in a letter that Abbott sent to 46, the governor cited freezing temperatures in cities like El Paso as his reason to transport the migrants, as migrant housing facilities already are at capacity and have been forced to release people outside onto the streets. He said, "Your policies will leave many people in the bitter and dangerous cold as a polar vortex moves into Texas. Texas has borne a lopsided burden because of your open border policies." Now, the Republican also called the current border crisis a catastrophe, for which 46 is solely responsible for. This is a terrible crisis for border communities in Texas. It is a catastrophe of your own making. And the need to address this crisis is not the job of border states like Texas. Instead, the U.S. Constitution dictates that is your job: to defend the borders of our country, to regulate our nation's immigration, and to manage those who seek refuge here. Now, Abbott also warned that the situation would only get worse when the federal government ends the Title 42 policy, which restricts the number of migrants allowed to enter the U.S., and Homeland Security, they project between 9 and 15,000 migrant encounters a day once the policy ends. And this is a surge that would add to the already highest annual total of encounters in U.S. history. So earlier this month, a bus from Texas carrying 30 Nicaraguan migrants dropped its passengers outside of Harris's residence. And then in September, several more buses dropped off about 100 migrants outside the residence. And then he said, "Our supposed border czar," talking about Harris, "has yet to even visit the border to see firsthand the impact of the open border policies that she has helped implement, even going so far as to claim that the border is secure. Texas will continue sending migrants to sanctuary cities like Washington, D.C. until 46 and Harris step up and do their jobs to secure the border." So then earlier on Saturday, Homeland Security once again They released a statement discouraging migrants from illegally entering the U.S. and said immigration personnel would expel them under Title 42. And then Homeland Security, they continue to fully enforce our immigration and public health laws under the border. Individuals and families attempting to enter without authorization are being expelled as required by court order under Title 42 Public Health Authority or placed into removal proceedings. As temperatures remain dangerously low all along the border, no one should put their lives in the hands of smugglers or risk life and limb attempting to cross the border only to be returned. So, regardless of nationality, anyone attempting to enter without authorization is subject to expulsion under Title 42. Those who cannot be expelled pursuant to Title 42, they may be placed in expedited removal, and anyone who removed subject to a bar on entry or for 5 years under Title 8. The Venezuelans attempting to enter the United States between ports of entry also continue to be returned to Mexico and will be barred from the Venezuelan migration enforcement process. And that was announced in October. So then DHS, they continue to lead a whole of government strategy to secure the borders and build safe, orderly, and humane immigration processes. And then the statement that said that there were 23,000 Border Patrol agents and officers working to secure the U.S.-Mexico border, and the federal government was working closely with the government of Mexico to reduce human smuggling organizations and bring perpetrators to justice. That collaboration includes migration checkpoints, additional resources, personal joint targeting of human smuggling organizations, expanded information sharing related to transit nodes, hotels, stash houses, and staging locations. So Abbott has also bused migrants from Texas to other Democratic-controlled cities like Chicago and Philly. So because this is happening again, and it's going to continue to happen, head on a swivel. Know your surroundings, because you just never know. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate you. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.